as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday, 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge on head and it's free for the play. Tap in right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every A. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. Know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Wherever you listen to the show. It's Casual Convo Show. Watch us every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, handradio.org, Instagram, Spotify. I'm your co-host, Idris Salam. Boscoe from the Bronx. It's Casual Convo. Welcome to the show. We had conversations about topics that affect the communities, personal and business relationships. We always had a casual convo, so you don't have to tough convo. Again, I am your co-host, Boscoe from the Bronx, and I got my host. She's always in the house, always doing the thing. Coco in the building. What up, yo? You are there, lady.
Oh, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm having connection issues again. I don't know what this is. Okay. Hello, y'all.
Let's get the party started.
Oh, it's my goal. I missed a lot. Did you do the whole
thing? In the building.
Okay, so before we get into tonight's topic, am I straight?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, so let me try to get into the thoughts before I freeze or do something crazy again.
All right.
So we're doing something a little different tonight. I'm going to do the thoughts. So my thought today comes from an experience that I've had like pretty much this week and ongoing, something that's been like heavy on my mind. Mm-hmm. So my thought for today is about the ability to give assistance and resources. Mm-hmm. So without giving it away, part of what I do on a daily basis in my life off online and outside of podcasting is I help the less fortunate. I navigate services, treatments, and all kinds of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So the one thing that I can say that is a barrier is we have resources of people who are in positions to help, mm-hmm. but are reluctant to help. We tend to want to network with people who we think look the part. So we want to fill the seats, fill the spaces, but we don't want to fill the spaces with people who need the help. So I'm noticing a lot of organizations and a lot of companies are looking for optics. What's good for visuals, for their online presence, or for photo ops.
Yeah.
So if you have resources that are supposed to help those in need, the reach is not to those in need. So what I'm finding is people judge those who are in need and who want and need the help. Yeah. So as a person who helps people, if I'm advocating for someone and I look out to your resource and the first thing you try to do is judge or put my clients in a box, I have a problem with that. I'm not going to use your resource. So I just want to put this bug out to people who reach out to people in the line of work that I do to help the less fortunate, or you want your program to be successful and to continue to get your funding. So if you hold these events and you say, oh, we did these numbers for your research or for your numbers. So when you present it to these people to keep your business afloat, but you're really not helping people. Yeah. So because if they come in, if you want your circle of people to patronize you, because what happens is you get your people to come in, because they want to rub elbows and they want to do this. Oh, yes, this look good. We look good. We can take pictures, bring it back, and we can present it to the company. Oh, we did this big shit. But you had no one at your events that need the freaking help.
Yeah. That's
not helping anybody. And to the lower income people or the people who want the help, when they say, or when they don't want to, it's discouraging. Let's just say that, because you're judging them. So when you have people like me who are in positions to prepare these people for stability and sustain these services and walk them through the process and navigate them so that they can be independent and progress in life,
Yeah.
You're doing a disservice. I'm not going to utilize your service if I see this is what you put in the forefront. I'm gonna go to the person that I see that really want to help people, and their program is really what it's set up to be.
Yeah.
So just be mindful before you start judging people and y'all saying y'all got all these resources, all of these connections, and you want to throw your titles around
Mm-hmm.
and what you do.
Mm-hmm.
If you really not trying to help nobody, fuck y'all for real. Like, and I'm gonna say it on behalf of the people that I have because you're a hindrance of the community. You're
Mm-hmm.
not helping the community.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the reason why so many people stay homeless, why so many people stay in low poverty or feel like they can't get ahead because somebody is always judging them based off of where they are. In order for people to get ahead, they have to have opportunity. If you're in a position to grant opportunities to people who want it,
Yeah.
I run into people every day who want to be better, who want to succeed, who want to grow. But then
Yeah.
they run into these companies and these organizations that say that they're there to help. But when they go there, they're judged. They might not have a three-piece suit. They might not have, but they're presentable. They're there. They're hungry. They want to be better. And they can speak for themselves. But the first thing you do is because
Yeah.
you feel like they don't represent what you stand for. So what do you stand for? Do you stand for the people or do you stand for the optics? So that's just my little 2 cents. I ain't gonna go on because I can keep on going,
Let me
but
add to that though.
that is just something that I do every day as an advocate and as a person who deal with people with not only mental health issues, financial issues,
Mm-hmm.
um, everything else to sustain stability.
Yeah.
I have a lot of success cases. My colleagues have a lot of success cases, and we've so for those who have encountered me or
Mm-hmm.
my colleagues, and we've built great partnerships and relationships. I humbly thank you because you don't realize how much of a difference you make in people's lives and their family lives. They have children, and all they need is that one window or that one open door. And
Mm-hmm.
they soar. Only thing they need me to do is just keep them motivated and keep going. And then eventually they don't even need me no more. I'm just checking in
Mm-hmm.
like, you good? Like, what's
Yeah.
up? You having a bad day? They might call me and we get them back right. So
Yeah.
be mindful, and if anybody know of any resources or services that's to help anyone that's less fortunate, whether it's employment, housing, anything that can help, please let me know.
I'm glad you said that because, like I said, as you know, I was homeless for a little bit, and I know people going to say, "Why do you always going at black people all the time?" I mean, the black church all the time. Because when I was homeless and I was here, it was just like that. Where where the white churches were actually doing stuff out there for some of us who was homeless,
Hmm.
the black churches were like trying to do little like, look at me doing this for them, but they weren't really doing it. And a lot of the churches, and you know me, I don't care what people say about me because I know people talk shit about me behind my back here. I don't care. And I'm calling out the black churches here in Asheville, North Carolina. A lot of them did the same thing. They told us, well, now you have to be a member of our church rather than just helping us out. You know, fortunately for me, I got out of the homelessness quick because I bust my ass. I didn't want to be this way. But it was the same way. A lot of them were just there just to get the notoriety, but they weren't really there to help anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you
But
didn't look a
there
certain
are
way,
some great programs
yeah, and
um,
if you look a certain
out
way,
there. I have encountered by just honestly
mm,
networking and conversation. If I'm helping one person, I've encountered another person. And
mhm,
it's almost like that in a line of work that I do. It's almost like they're paid forward. Like even though it's still in the avenue of like healthcare, but
mhm,
it's a little bit more extensive.
mhm,
Um, and I don't think people understand the power of the tongue and the power of professionalism, the power of when people see that you're really into what you're into and
yeah,
that you want to help. Not only are my patients like receptive,
mhm,
they do better and it's motivating. And then people who see that and who also see my colleagues doing everything and going above and beyond for our clients, they are more than willing to help. But it's just those organizations that only reach out when it's election time or you
yeah,
have an event and then you want to use our clients as pawns.
yeah,
We're not going to allow that. And I'm very much open about, I want to know if this is legit or not, because what we utilize as resources ongoing. We're not a one-stop shop.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So, you got
I
anything
know
else?
everybody here probably can't. They be happy when I move out of Asheville, but don't worry, y'all. I'll be here like another
There's
year.
an Asheville in every community. Let me just say that.
Don't worry,
um,
y'all. I'll be here like another year, and I'm moving south. So y'all ain't got to see me anymore. But I'm gonna call you
so,
out.
with that being said, we're not going to harbor on that too more because that'll be a whole nother show. So
Yeah.
tonight we're going to talk about communication and relationships.
Mhm.
This topic came about because we always talk about communication, and of course, everybody comes to either Bosco, mainly Bosco, or myself about relationship stuff or relationship
Yeah.
topics that they want us to talk about, but it all gears down to communication.
Yeah.
So we're going to break down some do's, some don'ts, some examples, some different things. So of course, you guys feel free to comment, join
Oh,
us,
yeah.
whatever you want to do. So you ready?
Let's roll.
All right. So the first one that we have is, what are some effective communication styles in a relationship? The first feedback, I'm the type of person, I'm gonna ask some people because I want to make it interesting, because I want to just relate to what you know
Hmm.
different people say. So the
Hmm.
first one was, be honest and upfront.
Yeah.
How easy is that for some? What you eating?
Is this? Oh no, I was moving something out the way. It's some modeling clay.
I thought
It's
you
not.
had
It's clay. I'm molding something. That's why I got. You might see my head go down. I'm looking at it and I'm molding something. But it is sometimes because I know even with me it's hard because I mean I'm gonna be honest with somebody. I'm gonna be straight up with someone, but I'm always wary. Like, okay, are they gonna be the same with me? But I give it a chance. Like, okay, let's see what they're talking about. But I know some people pull out feelers to see how much you're gonna say first.
right.
And if they don't believe what you're saying, they're not going to tell you the truth, even though you're probably spilling it. You're telling the truth. Some people just won't believe you because up here in their mind, they don't want to believe you because they have their own thoughts.
Okay, first and foremost, let me say this, Jude. I'm not doing this with you tonight. I'm not gonna read the comments because I already know. I'm gonna send you the link. You could join. But listen, if hand radio, if you could put up the number or the link for people to call in if they want to join us, that's cool. J Bear said, "True, it's easy at times." I'm the type of person. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be who I am unapologetically.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's don't try to be who you think people want you to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just be yourself,
Be
even if
yourself.
they love you or not like you. And I'm the type of person, either you gonna like me or leave me alone. It is what it is, because
Yeah.
it's gonna come out eventually.
Yeah.
so so that's just it. Um,
I'm with you
so
on that.
the second thing for that was, discuss issues or concerns at the right moment, but don't wait too long. Meaning, I think I can elaborate on that a little bit if you want me to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when there's an issue, sometimes right then and there is not the time to go into that, depending on the mood or the tone of the conversation. Because some, if it's already like a little tension, I think I would probably, okay, somebody has to pull back a
Yeah.
little bit,
Yeah.
you know. And then I think revisiting, maybe when everybody's a little calmed down or there's a lighter moment, or even later, a couple of hours later or the next day. But I wouldn't wait weeks until something else
Mm-mm.
happened and
No.
then bring it up. But I think it's always a time of when to address something. I'm the type of person, if the conversation is going in the way and I know I'm offended and I know I can be defensive in my conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just be quiet or I'm gonna end it. I'm like, let me talk to you later. Like,
Yeah. I'm a
you know,
walker. I'm a walker. If something's just not right, I walk away. I better look. We'll talk later, and I'll walk away because I don't like confrontation. Because I know how I am with confrontation. So you know, any ex I dated, they always say he'll just walk away. I mean, I won't just be quiet and be like Zoom. I'd be like, yo, we need to talk later. Then I'll go and like, yo, I'll just walk away.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't like the.
Marina Bella in the comments says, "I'm always thinking about the other person's feelings and what that person may think. I'm going to give you the whole gritty truth or what I know the person can handle." I agree with that. Judy said, "Be willing to listen and also don't listen to respond." I agree.
Yeah.
J Bear replied to Marina, "Me too." And then he said it's hard to walk away at times. So then this piece of advice came from someone I highly respect. She's a married woman of a lot of years. She said, choose a neutral environment to discuss issues. For example, like people tend to not cause a scene or raise their voices like in a restaurant or a public place, not wanting, everybody in their business or, not wanting to risk embarrassment. I thought that was very mature and a great example that she gave because I don't think we oftentimes understand. Sometimes in private, depending on how heated, when people don't know how to walk away or do something, you tend to like feed off of your emotion in the conversation. Whereas though if
Yeah.
you're in public, you're more so like you're aware that
Yeah.
people may watch, people may look. So you kind of hear the person better because you're forced to listen. Because now we're in this environment, even though it's some things going around, you're talking, but I may receive it a little bit differently, even if it's a little exchange.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's going to be that. All right, let me just shut up and listen. And then
Yeah.
once you like you said, open your ears, you tend to hear something, and then you can have a conversation. Me personally, don't yell at me. Once you raise your voice, I done tuned out because now my
That's good.
defenses is up, and I'm first thinking, who the fuck is you talking to?
And you
Or
know what?
one or two things, or the other thing that's going to happen, the Gemini in me is going to just like shut down and be like, I'm gonna walk away before this get ugly. Because when
Exactly.
I get elevated, it's a wrap. But I think the important piece, you have to know the angry you and understand how to effectively argue.
hmm With me, I agree with talking in public. However, there's also a con to that because you have those who they want to put on a show because they cussing you out. And see, dealing with those type of people, and I've dealt with that type of person before. You know what happened? I was like, we can't have this conversation, and I walked away because they wanted to make a scene in public. But when I got with the person one on one, I said, I can't. I don't even want to talk to you about it no more. Because I said you made a scene in public because you want to show how whatever you were, cussing and all that nonsense. We can't. The situation, whatever happened, it happened, and there's no resolution because you want to make a scene. Because, like you
And
said, when somebody does that, I shut down. I don't want to talk to you no more.
and that's also like a turn off.
It
Like
is.
if we're outside and you start getting stupid or you do things to cause a scene or
Mm-hmm.
you turn up because you want to show off in front of an audience or you want the attention of an audience, I'm instantly like, nah,
It's a
you
wrap.
ain't it. You
It's a
ain't
wrap.
it. You're not
It's a
it.
wrap.
Um Paul from the comments said, so I'm trying something new. So instead of us reading the comments in the middle of us verbally discussing, because you guys aren't here, when we have breaks, I will read your comments, okay?
Mm.
So Chris said low key in public. Jay said that's so true. Paul said, shoot, sometimes folks aren't stable enough to hold those convos in public either without going off. And then Jabez said people love the attention and the crowd. I think that goes to for me with that, I think it's a maturity level and then the aspect of you have to know how someone communicates. Like we can't always expect for people to communicate on a level that we are. So I think that's the part of getting to know your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing their communication style. Like you have some people who may be a nonverbal communicator, and then you have some people who are verbally communicative.
Mm-hmm.
Where so some people speak through action or that term the action speak louder than words.
Mm-hmm.
So they tend to let their actions tell you how they feel, where some people want to hear it. So I think it's important not to try to get to know your person, communication style, and maybe meet in the middle. The other thing was make sure your I guess going to what I just said, make sure your verbal and nonverbal communication matches.
Mm-hmm.
You want to elaborate on that one?
Hold on a second. Let's turn this down. I had something that can't. Now say it again, because something on my laptop was sending me a message and I didn't hear the last part.
And I said make sure your verbal and nonverbal communication matches.
Yeah, and that's like what's coming out your mouth and what we see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't be like, my apology, but you're like, you got that look on your face, like,
Fuck you, bitch.
basically, yeah. If you're sorry, if you know you're wrong, just be like, look, my bad. Just whatever words you use it, but show some sincerity, because sometimes I want more than words.
Right.
You can tell me anything, but if I'm looking at you and you got that eat shit and die look, I'm like, you know what? Save your apology, because I don't even want to hear it.
And I also think like verbally, if you are attentive when I'm listening, or for me, the same kind of conversation we can have of tone verbally. I need the same thing through text. And I need the same thing through action, because sometimes I don't think our body language, people don't realize our body language, our text, our actions overall can say something different than what our mouth say.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, or you expect for somebody to read your mind when your actions are speaking louder than what you think you're transcending out to the world. And it's like, that's not what you are projecting. Like, you
Yeah.
saying you cool, but everything else in this text you just sent me ain't saying we cool. It's saying that you got a whole attitude problem, and I'm trying to figure out who you talking to. So I think some people get conflicted and some people don't understand. I think, what is it, verbiage?
Verbiage.
Verbiage and texting, and sometimes it's easy to take texting, emailing, and things like that out of context, as opposed to seeing someone face to face.
Yeah.
I don't like texting. I'm a person, talk to me on the phone so I can match your tone to the energy.
Yeah.
Or let's video chat. And then that
Yeah.
way I can see if this is what you mean or if I'm just taking this way. And I
Yeah.
think it's also okay to say, hey, I think I might be misreading what
Yeah.
you're saying. Is it okay if we talk?
Yeah. I agree. I agree totally, because, like you said, anyone can say anything, through a text. I hadn't read the comments because you laughing at something.
I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. I didn't see the comments, but yeah, anyone can say anything on text. Someone could, like I said, someone could tell you they're sorry texting, and they could have cheated, and y'all might have had the conversation. He might have been like, "Look, I'm sorry for cheating," or she said, "I'm sorry for cheating." Da 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 da. I love you, all this nonsense, and that same person might have a dude or a female right next to him, still playing you, you know. So yeah, I need to see your face, because my mother always told me, it told all of us, my brothers, sisters, everything, that, and you can read up on the internet the same thing. Look into someone's eyes, you can look in their soul, you can
Yep.
see,
The
you can
eyes don't
tell.
lie.
The eyes don't lie. You can tell. So I don't want to hear you text me, "Oh, I'm sorry," da da da. Because I text back, yeah, I'll go on a whole rant like, yeah, but check this out. But I'm gonna break everything down to where you want to call me, but like, look, I'm sorry. Or you want to, I'm gonna let you know, like, because I think you're full of shit. You might not be, but
I want to kind of address one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay said, "Go home and better be Barry White to her a little romance." That's what that said. So let me think. Please tell me if I'm interpreting this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So what I interpret that as this. This is something this is just my personal opinion, I don't like. People tend to misconstrue intimacy and makeup and communication with sex and sexual acts.
Right.
Flirtation is not sex.
Nope.
Initiating sex is not always a problem solver. So sometimes you have to have that understanding.
Yeah.
Before that, because you can smash each other brains out and get it in all day long. I can be mad at you and don't want to talk to you afterwards, and still got my attitude after I bust
yes,
a couple.
the problem's never
so
solved.
That's just, right.
Yeah,
that's it. So that's not always it. So
I agree.
Drew said something that is very true. She said, I just want to say the loud person isn't always the aggressor. Sometimes a calm, sarcastic motherfucker will play in your face and watch you lose your cool. I agree, because I think those are that passive aggressive, yes, narcissistic type people who be like, okay, so and you be like, don't give me that, like, you know what I'm saying? And some people are just natural agitators.
Yeah.
And then I think knowing that, when I encounter people like that, I just want to cut them off, because I can't deal with you, because you're gonna always play with me, and I'm gonna end up wanting to choke you.
Yeah, I can't mess with nobody like that. I mean,
and some people are just, I think some people take an elevated tone as an attitude when you may be just passionate, and if you're not listening to me, right, and we're having a conversation, and I'm like, so this is what I felt, this is da 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 da, and you are in a calm tone, and a person like, yeah, but da da da, and you not listen. The problem, and then when you start yelling, sometimes that's the only time a person hear you, if that's the only way they know how to communicate. And it's sad that for some people it's that way.
Well, Paul said romance isn't sex. I agree.
Exactly, it's not. And I think a lot of people mix intimacy and sex, and that's just not it.
It's not.
Jude also said, do not have a serious conversation with me via text. I'd rather talk face to face. I might hang up if shit get real on the phone. Now, I don't want to see your face. And I think that's true. I think everything is not a text conversation. I think light things, something that's really quick, like, hey, you want chicken or fish? That's a text. Now, you made me.
Or you tell them a joke or something,
right? But a whole, if it's more than 2 minutes, I'm done texting. Call me. Let's just talk about it. Some people want to text back, and then furthermore, if you send me a paragraph, I'm gonna let you know I ain't read none of that. Especially if you started with, all I'm trying to say is, or first and foremost, I ain't reading past that, because you done already got me twisted.
All I'm trying to say is, follow. All I'm trying to say is, it should be made 5 words after that, at the max.
Yeah,
all I'm trying to say is, I'm wrong. All I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to apologize. I don't want to hear. All I'm trying to say is, the next thing you know, you done wrote me the whole damn dissertation. Wait a minute. So is that all you was trying to say?
And Radio said it best. Text is a form of miscommunication. I completely agree. I see a lot of relationships end over a text that was taken the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then the person like, that's not what and you like, that's what you said. Because sometimes I think a lot of people do this. They read messages based on, let me read the next one, and then I'm gonna go into that one. So it's, they know the difference between thoughts and feelings. So with that being said, when people read a text, if we're already having something going on, I may in my feelings, everything that you say to me may be taken as aggression.
True. I hate.
So if you text me, I'm gonna read it like you coming for my neck, when you really may not be, right?
Yeah.
So that's me being in my feelings and not me being thoughtful of what's going on. Or if you're already a defensive person and your defenses are already high, anything that I text to you is going to be taken the wrong way.
Jude, you got me a mad mother.
No, you don't, girl. Some people just think. I've had people. I mean, not even relationship wise. I have people who are just my friends or people who I'm just cordial with. They'll, you know how you be like, good morning," and then they
Yeah.
send you a book about something that happened over the weekend. I'm like, "Man, if you don't call me and tell me that, I'm not reading all that." But what you say happened? Oh, you ain't read my text? No, I'm not reading that.
Just tell me.
Just tell me, like you
Just
be
tell
quick
me.
on just telling me and getting them. We can get off the phone. I got shit to do. And then you want me to text back. And then they'll call you. Then they'll text you. Call me.
Call me.
For what? Nigga, call
Do
me.
you text me a whole damn soliloquy? Then you gonna say call you? You should have just said call me from the start.
You found my number. That say call me. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. Because you
You
could have
know
just called me.
You know another issue with people with miscommunication is, and we see it a lot on social media. People that have beef with people with their girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and they're recording it so people can see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why when people get mad when I go on their posts and I troll them, I'm like, don't put your business on Facebook. If you and your man or you and your girl going through all this nonsense, but you putting his or her stuff out there, putting all the laundry out there, then I'm gonna sort through it.
Pretty.
See what I want to pull out. Don't do it because by you putting your man or your girl's business out there on social media, you basically took a big shit on them.
Yep.
You know, you just told everybody that you don't even really know that this man or this woman ain't about shit, and it might have been something you did.
Yep.
You know, because if somebody does that, if I'm with a female or whoever and she's like recording me, I'm like, you might as well record this because I'm going to record this, me telling the world that you and me are not together anymore. Like, there you go. That's your viral. That's what I'll do. I'll tell her. I'll be like, you going to go viral because I just broke up with your ass. Yeah. Since you want to put our business out there on the book, okay.
Exactly.
We're done, y'all. Let's see if she posts this. That's just what I'll be like.
That's when the screenshots come real. People be like, "Oh, you gonna put my screen shot up there?"
Especially if it's alive. I'm like,
Yeah. Jude said, "I will text you. I'm not reading that shit." Paul said, "What gets me is when someone says my text sounds like this or that. Damn, I'm just writing." Can I say something, Paul? I love you dearly. You are so sweet. You are just everything to me, bro. But sometimes I be reading your posts. I be like, "Woo." You do be, and then when you put it in all caps, you know, I be like, "Oh, who he yelling at? Who he?" And then he'll be like, "Oh no, I'm just saying if you take offense to it, then." And I'm like, "Well, we all was offended, and I know what."
You know what? This is what I tell people to do that. That's why if you ever read my posts, I might post a lot, but if you notice, I use punctuation and I use paragraph spacing. When people just put a whole stack of stuff, I'm like, damn, man, this nigga told me to jump in the alphabet.
Exactly.
Right? You know, 4 or 5 sentences per paragraph, put a space, put a little bit more, put a space. Because then it don't look so bunched up. I'll read it. I'll be like, okay, all right. And don't use, and for everyone who people need to know etiquette, or they call it netiquette. Whenever you use capital letters is saying that you're screaming, yelling, or you're really trying to emphasize something. So if you're saying hello, how you doing, you're basically saying, hey, I ain't gonna yell. You're yelling. Learn netiquette. Do not type in caps when you're having a conversation with somebody. And don't put no exclamation point after it. Because that right there tells me that you're really being like emphatic about what you got to say.
Oh, I'm
you're just saying okay. Don't be like okay and put like 5 exclamation points after them. Like, hold up, dude.
Guilty.
Make that serious.
I'm a nitpick. If I already know I'm getting on your nerves and you want to keep going, I'm gonna just have some fun. Jude said you gotta be a mad mother.
That's what I was laughing at.
But then Jay said, but sometimes people can't express it variable like me. Bro, I don't know what that meant.
That's what he said.
Then Jew said the amount of typos and them messages be hilarious. LOL. When you reread it, you be mad as well. Let me tell you something. I'm guilty because if I'm mad and Siri start correcting me, I don't go back and read. I just hit send and I be like, damn, he ain't gonna know what the fuck I said. And then you know how you try to type the correction to the typos.
I be hating that, man.
That's
I be,
me.
I be making Facebook posts, and I be like, okay. Then I be going back like 2-3 hours later. I'm like, damn, what the hell did I just type? I didn't realize my letters was all messed up in the voice text. And I'm like, man, ain't none of that make any sense.
Tierra get me all the time. She be like, but reread that whole statement. And I go back, I be like, ooh, it feels like I don't have no type of etiquette.
Yeah.
And then Jew said text a book, then call their phone. Jabez said reality TV actors and the making on social media. Okay. Um, Jew said I have learned the power of silence. Then Jew said, man, I be telling. Paul said, Coco, a lot of folks are incapable of comprehension of most of what I say. And then Jabez said, I love text to speech. Sometimes you can't edit it. Well, Jabez personally, because I know you don't need to use text to speech because it still come out a mess. And I'd be like, what? He the only person at 5 o'clock be talking about good morning. It's in the evening. What?
You better go good afternoon or good evening.
Okay, so getting back to the show. The next one was something that I think Jude mentioned in the comment section is be an active listener.
Yeah.
You want to go in on that one?
Listen. Don't be so. Don't be so. Don't be the one who always wants to say everything. Just listen. And I think people don't listen, especially today. People don't listen anymore. This is like when we were talking last night. Why I don't know. I think it was Jude that asked the question why these two generations just can't see eye to eye, and it goes back to like I was saying. And I'm not knocking this generation, but let's keep it 100. If you look at the previous generations, we were hard headed, but we listened to our elders. Because we always said our elders, we always listen. To where this generation don't listen to elders. It's like, I don't want to hear that. This is our generation. That's the one thing they say. This is our generation. We didn't say that in previous generations when it came to music, the culture, and everything. We didn't say that. This generation says, this is our generation. We don't need y'all. And when you try to talk to them, what do they say? You're hating because you don't agree with them. All these terms they use because they want acceptance. And that's why.
I'm sorry, but that makes your ass itch. You say that every week.
You said what? You said what? You said what?
That must make your ass itch. You go in on that. I don't care what the topic is.
But see, I'm making a point because I'm exactly Paul, old man energy. Exactly. I'm making a point about communication because that's why. And I see it all the time. And you could be an active listener. And I listen to this. I actually, as much trash as I talk, when people younger generation talk to me, I listen to them. But it's when I give my feedback is when I don't want to hear that. Nah, you hating. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. Because I listen. I got a whole bunch of young cats on my Facebook friends, and a lot of them here, and I listen to them. I'm like, yeah, that's word. But as soon as I start speaking, man, I don't want to hear that. Like Paul said, I don't want to hear that old man energy. It's like with this stuff with Diddy. I said it years ago. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's that old man talk. You just hating. All this stuff. That's all. And I said, that's why I'm going on. I tried to tell y'all.
Okay, can I
now listen?
Can I say what I think it is and then give a suggestion? I think active listening is also letting is reassuring the person that you heard what they said. You're not negating that, but then you can go into your spill. For instance, if you say that, I can say, "Hey, so what I'm hearing is And to my understanding of what you just said is X, Y, and Z. You know, like you feel like we don't respect you guys as our elders, or da 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 da. However, and I get that, but how I often feel is X, Y, and Z. I think the reassurance of I understand what you said, and some people take it as though I'm going to get out what I said and fuck what you said, because the acknowledgement of what you just said was not acknowledged. Or was not, was not there or stated.
Yeah.
Even in dating, I'm learning over time, even through like tough conversation, even if it's like it's not gonna go no further or whatever, I can say, okay, what I'm hearing is this is what happened, da 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 da. This is that and the third. So I can reassure you, then I can let you know where I felt like things went wrong. You might not agree with me, you don't have to, but I heard what you said, but you're gonna hear what I said, and then it is what it is. But I think part of active listening is also reassuring the other party that you understand what they're saying, but also giving your input. And I think that's where a person can maybe hear you better. Like, okay, let me hear what you gotta say. That's only if the person is an effective communicator. Everybody does not effectively communicate.
True that. That's true. That's true.
I'm sorry, I had something in my eye. Um, oh, I just said it. Ask questions of understanding and not argumentative. I think, can I say one thing about that? I think women are, this is mainly geared to women. If we're asked a question, no one is
I'm glad you're saying it and not me. I'm glad you're going to say it and not me. But go ahead.
Because I'm a speak as a woman because I'm first. Hey, what you mean when you? Because I know what you meant, and I know if you give me this answer, because I done played it out in my mind of what I think you're gonna say, what you might say, and if you don't say none of that, you done threw me off. So now we gonna dissect this a little further, and then a lot of times we will amp ourselves up for the argument, and then we'll go. So what you was trying to say was da 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 da, and then boom, and he be like, no, because no, you wasn't because
guess who just entered the guess who just entered the chat?
Oh, hey, Fanny.
My crush.
Hey, Fanny.
My crush.
Yeah, I think we the worst with asking questions to argue and not understanding, because we already have our understanding.
I'm glad you said it.
In our mind. So
when y'all start throwing barbs and throwing shots, remember she said it, not me.
I do it all the time.
She said it.
Hold you. But see, it's a good balance of knowing where you're flawed and where your strengths are. I know that's one of my flaws. If I already got my mind made up, you literally have to prove me wrong and make it not something that I can come back with and challenge in a debate. I'm a debater.
Guilty until proven innocent.
Yes, all day. If in my mind, this is it. You gotta get me to be like, all right.
Guilty until
And then I
proven
move it along. But if I can have a rebuttal or a comeback, I'm still right. I mean, that's what it's take dealing. That's what it's take dealing with me. I'm sorry.
There it is.
Right, well,
Y'all heard it from her.
Which brings me to the next one, which is compromise.
Ain't no compromise, but go ahead.
Compromise is important to understand everything. I think this is a problem. I think on both sides, but for different reasons. And I think it's because that feeling and thought. Again, women, we are emotional, so we base our thoughts, our decisions off of our feelings, how we feel. Men, logical. Most of the time, not all y'all.
Yeah, not all.
Most of the time is logical.
Not all.
But there has to be a compromise of everything can't go your way because you do not like it. I may not like everything that you say or the response that you give, but it can't always go in my favor. I have to give at some point. Okay, this ain't the battle that I want today. You win, boom.
Right.
He happy. But I'm gonna tell you what y'all men do.
But see,
And
before
I'm not gonna
you say that, I don't want someone to say, I don't want someone to agree with me just to make me happy.
right.
That's just me. I want things to be where we could walk away. Okay, we can walk away. I don't want to be, because see, the problem's still not solved.
No, I think it's more of a way. And I mean, what I'm saying is, if I know it's because this is what I feel is right. If you're passionate of this is your right, and it could just be me wanting my way. I know when I want my way. I think we all know when it's just locked in our mind. This is our program way of thinking. So we don't want to compromise when the other perspective makes sense. You get what I'm saying? So what you're saying to me makes sense. It don't hurt me to say, okay, you got that one, you're right. Because now we can try something your way. Everything can't go my way because I'm gonna always think my way is right. And if depending on the person, if we're both strong minded and strong willed and alpha people, somebody has to be willing to compromise and let go of something.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But I think most men, no, I ain't gonna say most, all y'all. When we do that, y'all take that shit around with it. Yeah, just like the other day when your motherfucker told me I was right because you was wrong as fuck. Like you wrong as fuck now.
I ain't gonna say it like that, but
yes, yeah. A year later, remember that time you had to agree with me, and y'all remember it verbatim, and you be like, "How you remember that?" It was on a Saturday at 1:52. Because remember we was talking, and you try to go back, and then you was like, "You know what, babe? You right. Think about that. Ain't I'm right down? Ain't I'm right?"
But you know what about that? Check this out. You're right. We do. I'm guilty as hell. I'm going on. So I'm going right here on the internet. I'm admit it. I'll be like, yeah, I knew. Yeah, you're right.
Y'all take the whole yard. Okay. This one is something. Yes, Drew. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, and it's okay to apologize sometimes, but the apology, one person should not be always the person to always apologize.
I agree. That's why I say that I don't want to be.
You know how you get mad at somebody and then you don't want to. Y'all might have that little silence first, which the same person shouldn't always have to initiate the restart of the bonding.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
This one, I think, oh gosh, be receptive to honest feedback, even if you may not like it.
True. Definitely.
I think people need to be receptive of how you can't negate how you come off to someone in that moment or how they are viewing you, because that may be the energy that you're exuding at that time. Even if it's not your intent, I think it's important for someone to be able to check you on your actions, your tone, or something like that. That may not be, it could be less attractive to them, or it could be something that's off-putting. And I think it's okay because that's how you grow, especially in a relationship. And it should go both ways. Of honest feedback. Everything you might not like, but sometimes it may be what you need to hear, even if it's not for that person. But if you're in a dating space, I think that feedback is good and it's healthy, because it might not work with you, but shit, now I know, damn, I probably did that shit, and it made that person go left. So now I know what not to do.
Yeah.
With the next
one too. Yeah. Yeah. I can't dispute that.
This next one came from a young person. When is it appropriate to communicate about finances? I'm gonna let you go. I've seen a lot on social media this week about this subject from the men's.
Yep. I think with that, and see, this is why I have the issue about when a lot of women say the man should pay 100% of the bills. Da 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 da. This is where and I'm not sitting there saying if you get into a relationship, one pay half, the other one pay half. I'm not saying that, but this is why I have blowback with those people, because a lot of those who say that a man should pay 100% of the bills, as soon as something goes wrong, And I've heard women say this. They're out. He couldn't handle this. He couldn't do that. He couldn't do this. He couldn't. I'm like, that's why I have a problem with women saying a man should pay 100% of the bills. And as for the conversation, if I'm good, like, let's say I meet someone and I'm financially stable and I'm taking on the thing, I'm going to establish from the start, like, okay, I'm going to pay the bills, but I tell her, you're going to handle the finances. So that way, this person sees the finances and knows what's going on. So it don't be nothing down the line. Well, no, I'm making the money. I'm giving you the book to take care of whatever.
Yeah.
And I had seen, what did I see? There's I forgot. I gotta remember where I heard it. So when I remember it, then I'll say. But yeah, I think I really don't know when the finances should be spoke about. I mean, you should speak about them before when you decide to come together, how things are going to be done. So down the road, there's no question about, let's talk about the finances, unless we're talking about, okay, we need to pay money here, we need to do that. Okay, nah. Okay, fine. But if it ever comes out to where you say, well, you're not making enough money, like, you knew me. You knew what I was making when I walked into this.
Right.
And we took on things that we shouldn't have taken on. You got the books. You're handling the paperwork. So don't tell me I'm not making enough money, because you knew how much I was making from the start. Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm sorry. I'm going to just read this comment because this is what had me giggling.
I was trying not to look at it. I know what you're talking about. That's why I was stuttering, because I was reading it and trying to talk at the same time.
I'm going to get back to the one I want to address after I read these comments from Jude. Jude said, yes, let me correct my statement. If your ass wrong, apologize. If you know you dead ass wrong, apologize and ask if they're hungry.
See, that's why I was trying not to read the whole comment.
And then she said, when your finances come up, I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
She said, I feel like as it's stated in the Bible.
She's right, though.
In the beginning.
So,
let me just say this to J-Bear. I don't know what J-Bear must be sleep deprived tonight, because he said after you're married. I don't agree with that. I think finances should be discussed when you guys are exclusive and know what road you're on of seriousness. Hear me out, because I'm
with you.
I've dated people who maybe found out or knew, and I might have made, let's say I made more than them. They felt like everything was on me. And I was like, pause, what? Where we do that at? Or they was looking at me like, you wanted the most expensive gifts. You wanted this, that, and the third. And then I've dated guys who made more than me. And then it was like they wanted to dangle that over. I'm just saying my experience. It might have been over my head. Right. Or it would have been like, if I wanted to gift them something, oh, you ain't had to take this and shut the like,
something. You know what? I agree, because see, I tell Moreno all the time, you got what's up, Lamont? I tell Moreno all the time, you got the guys out there who make the money, and that's the focal point of the relationship. The money they make, because they make more than whoever, and that's their thing. Yeah. And I said, those are the ones who, when the money does run out and thing goes left, you can't. And I'm saying you can't blame the woman, because you use money
to get
her.
So now you gotta keep it to keep her. Now
you gotta keep it. And if you can't keep her, don't get mad because she leave, because you didn't bring nothing to the table but money.
And just like that one that you tagged me in, but the guy that was like, he gave the girl $40,000. I felt like it was a lot.
Before you say something on that, I tagged you to get us some.
I know. But this is perfect. Because if you just, it said, I told this girl I would give her $40,000 to start a business to help her out. First of all, if anybody offers me $40,000 and it stated this girl, not my lady, not my wife.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the stipulation on this $40,000?
Catch. Yeah.
Because if
Catch.
something happens, and I think it's okay to say, okay, in return for what? Does
What's the
this
catch?
mean, do you want to pay back? Can we put it in writing? This is a gift. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Or
Like,
if you invest and put it down, this is
yes,
investment
are you a solid
based
partner?
on whatever. Yeah. I agree. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't comment. I just said casual convo. Blah 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 blah. Check this out. Check
Yeah,
out the comments.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think when it comes to the money thing, when people, I see it oftentimes with men, especially I notice it's mainly the men with the money. Let me tell you the difference. Men with money be like, all she want is me for my money. Da, 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 da. But y'all don't realize
Dangling it.
y'all dang, and
Dangling
it
it.
may not be intently, but it's there. And if
Oh no,
you
it's no,
and
it's
and
intent.
and then
It's
y'all have a
intent. It's
certain, yeah, and
intent.
then y'all have a certain bravado, or you
Mhm.
make it known this is my bracket. Either you
It's
gonna meet
intent.
me here, or this is then the third. I don't need you, but for X, Y, and Z. The same way when women say, "Oh, I need a man for X, Y, and Z," y'all make it clear. Some of them, y'all just want a woman to bed her, to have on your arm, to clean your house or do whatever because there's nothing else she could do for you. Okay, that's your program, that's your whatever. So that same woman who you're seeking, when you have this mentality, you're going to get the woman that wants you to give her the lifestyle she can't give herself.
Mhm.
Now, like I tell most of my male friends with money, act
Mhm.
like you ain't got shit.
You know
Because that's
something?
when you can get the woman that wants you for you, even if it's you can still date because people think dating is about spending a whole lot of money. A
Yeah.
date can cost you nothing. I can take you on a date and spend less than I would take if I take myself on a date and I can show you a nice time. People don't
Mhm.
understand. Most women, all you gotta do is give her your time.
You know
You
something?
can take her to the park and sit in the park all day,
Hey, I was
watch
about
the
to say
sun
that.
and listen to some music in the car. That'll be the best day, and she'll remember that for the rest of her life.
You know what?
You take her,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you take her out to dinner and you start buying all this stuff. Guess how many men do that? That don't mean nothing.
You know something? I'm glad you said. As for the money thing, a person don't know how much money you got unless you show them how much money you got. If you flossing, like if I see a woman and she's acting like she got it, okay, we're gonna read that later. you know, and I think that, but see, the problem today is it's the men and the women's problem. The problem today is social media. The guys, they talk about money,
Oh. Mhm.
they floss about money, they floss about the jewels and all this other stuff. The women, I need a man making 6 figures, 7 figures, da 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 da. Neither side, whether it be the guy with the money, with the jewels, the car, selling the dope,
Mhm.
or the woman who says, I need a man making 6 figures, da da da. Ain't neither one of them asking the other one, are you looking for romance?
Mhm.
Are you looking for love? What's your what are
Are you
you
looking for
what do
companionship?
you, yeah, what do you call love?
Yeah.
Ain't I don't know, and I watch I watch Melanie King, I watch Kevin Sand, I watch all these guys and all these women who have these shows just to listen to the men and the women. And when I read the comments and look at the people, the men on there and the women on there, not one person says, I'm looking to be happy. I want a man or a woman that we can enjoy. None of that. It's always what do they have on both sides.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
When I've said that to, I want to say two or three people. I
Mhm.
mean, of course, I don't date them no more. I was like, all I want, I just want to be at peace and be happy. That's all I need. I don't need no whole lot. I don't need no, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
we can do this together. You feel me? But and they be like, that's it. What the? What else? What you want? I don't need
Right.
no. Okay.
You,
If I can't, I ain't saying it gotta be perfect, but if we can't be happy and chill, I'm goofy. I'm gonna
mhm.
have fun with or without you.
Hey,
So
before we go to break, Fowler makes a point. When she's my thing. What type of conversations these men are having with women, da da da. Because if you listen to them, in short, I agree with her. If you let them talk long enough, you'll find out what they're exactly is found. If you let them talk long enough, you'll find out their intentions. Well, no, we're gonna hold it right there.
And I'm gonna
We're
read
gonna take a
few comments when we come back because
we're gonna take a break. 5 minutes. We're gonna go away and come back. So y'all know the drill. Come back in 5 minutes. We're gonna start with Jude's comment because Jude is crazy.
And I say the best for last for the second.
Yeah, we back in 5 minutes, y'all. Check back.